वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Manash Mishra.
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अहं ब्रह्मास्मि. So good morning everyone, and good evening to the people from the time zones. So from wherever you have joined us today, we are all are welcome. So my voice is clear to everyone? Good. Okay. So the topic that we are going to speak about today is again a little bit about realization, a little bit how we should be. And in order to start with that, let us start in a typical way. The typical way obviously follows our regular way of story as well. But before story, so he said that iron is very strong. जो लोहा होता है वो बहुत शक्तिशाली होता है, very strong. और लोहे को लोहा ही काट सकता है. Iron can be cut through iron only. अच्छा, लोहे से कौन ताकतवर? Who is more stronger than iron? It's a question for you all. Fire. Because fire can melt iron. It can change its shape and form. So fire is more stronger than. But what is more stronger than fire? Obviously water, because water can extinguish fire. So who is stronger than water? Sun, because it can evaporate it. Okay. There is another person who is stronger than water as well, apart from sun. Who can that be? और कौन हो सकता है? Then you can say air. Okay, air can take it from one place and throw it in another place. Earth, soil, जो उसे भी absorb कर लेता है. Okay. But per my understanding, iron is strong, but fire is stronger than that. Fire is strong, but water is stronger than that. Water is also strong, but you are stronger than that. Because you consume water, you convert that water, you create life out of that. So who is more? See, water lying down in a river is of no use. The water flowing through the tap is of no use. But when you consume it, you create life out of it. Yes or no? So obviously, who is changing it for a higher realm should have more powers, right? Acha. So you are stronger or not? Okay. Then who is stronger than you? आपसे ताकतवर कौन? Ever thought? Mother? Mother is just like you, na? Vidyaji. God, you have not seen him. And many times people doubt it. So I'm not going into that realm now. We will obviously go there. No. Stronger than you is death. Mrityu. Agreed? Because you see, how greater you are, whatever you have achieved or not achieved, whether you are a successful person or you are a miserable person, whether you have been a king or a thief, doesn't matter. Everybody goes through one thing, death. So death is more powerful than us. Okay. But what is more powerful than death? Moksha. Okay. What else? Soul. Okay. So Navneetji, soul because it is beyond death. Huh? Okay. Life, life again. Birth. Gyan. Okay. So knowing of it. मृत्यु से ताकतवर है भक्ति. How many of you remember the story of Dhruv? How many of you remember the story of Prahlad? Right? Didn't you see, like, they kept their foot on the head of death and climbed to the divine. Absolutely, Hari Bhai. आप ही का गोत्र है, ऋषि मार्कंडेय. So can you see what a bhakti can do to a human? It has the capacity to make you immortal. It has the capacity to make you reach to the highest realm of divinity. So bhakti, if bhakti is such, let's take a story of bhakti today. This story has been pending since last week. I told, but I never told it. I told that we shared a beautiful story with Sumaji and family, and then that was pending. And then last night when I was checking my messages, Deepika ji sent a message about Hanuman. I said, okay, so let's me talk about that then. It's going to be a very beautiful story. And again, you will find yourself in that story most probably. So ready? All bright and shine, awakened. Good. Maybe because some of the cameras are off, Haribhai, I still think people are sleeping. They have just switched it on and just resting down there. But still, at least they will learn something by. I remember one thing since childhood, like I used to think if I keep the books under my pillow, some of them will get transferred into it. Okay. So that was a story of childhood. It's a beautiful story of bhakti. And today, I have not bound myself to any particular subject. Because I also wanted to see where the flow takes. At times, It is better to wander off rather than do all the planning. How many of you had a great time when you didn't plan but just wandered into some place? Right? So let us wander into that today. Wandering into a space of the soul, a space of the divinity. And obviously, when we are in Satsang, Shiva Guruji, we should be talking about that, right? But we don't limit there. We have the freedom of having you all, and that's why we can go anywhere. So the story of Hanuman. How many of you have seen the image of Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Bharat all standing together, and Hanuman specifically sits somewhere? Where does he sit? Right side of. Have you understood something by looking at that? A very typical thing that might, even if you are sleepy, your sleep will go away. अगर नींद भी है ना तो नींद खुल जाएगी. अभी मैं जो बताऊंगा. In that entire image, only one person is sitting. बाकी सब खड़े हैं. Realize that or not? No, every time you are looking at the picture but understanding nothing. Can you see, even in front of the gods, the bhakt can sit down. जब भगवान भी खड़ा है, भक्त बैठ सकता है. ये भक्त की परिकाष्ठा है. This is the power of a devotee. Or just see, all others are standing, including Sita, Lakshman, Bharat, except one who is sitting. Okay. So not only that, let us go ahead. इसीलिए कहते हैं, मैं लास्ट टाइम भी कह रहा था, आई वाज टेलिंग दैट भगवान से भक्त बड़ा होता है. इससे बड़ा एग्जांपल क्या हो सकता है बताओ? राम खड़े हैं, हनुमान बैठे हैं. So let's take the
Manash, check your mic.
Okay, so can
Yeah,
you
now
hear
we
me
can.
now?
Yes, we can hear you.
लगता है हनुमान बुरा मान गए. Okay, no issues. So as I said, it's a rare story because Sumaji, did you knew that story when I said? No, right? So majority, not majority, no one knows this story. So as you all know, Hanuman has a very special place, and he always goes and sits by the side of Ram. And obviously Haribhai has heard this story. So when Hanuman always goes and sits by the side of Ram, some people started questioning why Hanuman is always sitting there. वो ही क्यों हमेशा उसके पास बैठता है? Why not we? हमें भी तो मौका मिलना चाहिए, हमें भी तो कुछ करना चाहिए. So they planned something. They went to Bharat and said, look Bharat, is it good that every time Hanuman is only getting that he is only going and sitting near the foot of Ram, and what about us? हमें भी तो कभी मौका मिलना चाहिए. We should also get some. Then Bharat laughed and said, no, that cannot be done. I don't have that powers. They went to Lakshman. Lakshman also said, yeah, you are saying the right thing. Why exactly Hanuman is sitting always there? You see, Lakshman has a very typical role. But again he said, but I cannot say anything until Ram says so. And I am sure Ram is not going to say that. So there was a big meeting and everybody said, then how are we going to remove Hanuman from there? अब देखो हनुमान को भी हटाने की कोशिश करते हैं लोग. Then what happens? Then finally they say, Ram is not going to tell that, but if Sita says so, at least for a day or so, let us remove Hanuman from there. So they went to Sita, and then Sita heard this entire thing and she started smiling, because she knew that if all this drama is going on, that means Ram is playing a role now. He wants to elevate the role of Hanuman. Certainly, sometimes you are removed from some places. Certainly, sometimes people come and tell you something. Sometimes you get hurt. And sometimes we all are questioned. So let us go through the story, because that's where we will find ourselves. So Sita says, okay, fine, I'll do one thing. Tomorrow, I'm not going to allow Hanuman to come inside the Raj Darbar. Okay. So the next day, when everybody came, all were entering into the Raj Sabha, and there was a notice board. Yes, Navneet ji, वहाँ पे भी एक notice board हुआ करता था. So there was a notice board, and on that it was written, Hanuman not allowed for this day, at the orders of Sita. Hanuman, as usual, got ready early morning, came out there and about to enter, and what he sees, क्या देखता है? A notice board, Sumati ji. The Hanuman not allowed today. Now just think of the condition of Hanuman, because he doesn't know anything else apart from sitting at the feet of Ram and doing the Pad Puja, just taking care of it. Apart from that, he has not known anything else. Then what happens? Hanuman, now when he sees that on the name of Sita, he says, gone. If Mata has said that, so I cannot go there. So he stops there only, waiting outside. All other people went. Ram also came. And Ram said, okay, let's begin the Sabha. But where is Hanuman? Then Sita smiled and said, this is the story. Then Ram said, but how is it possible to run the show without Hanuman? But bring him in. Now somebody goes and calls that Ram has called you inside now. Hanuman was so happy. He said, okay, fine. He enters. And when he enters, what he sees? Already few people are sitting at the feet of Ram. So now what will Hanuman do? He has found a comfortable place for himself to sit down. Now others are sitting, not allowing to go there. Then he literally looks at Ram and almost teary eyes, roti surat mein, ki as if not by saying in words, he was expressing it through emotions. You also do that, right? At times you don't speak, you just look. आप खाली देखते हो और आपके देखने में ही लोगों को समझ में आ जाता है कि क्या चल रहा है. So he was looking towards Ram in such a way that Ram understood that Hanuman is saying, Prabhu, मुझे तो एक ही काम आता है. I only know this one thing, and now other people are sitting. So what am I going to do today? And now the story has a very amazing twist. Then Ram says, Hanuman, today other people are here. They are sitting at my feet. But you do one thing. I have a specific task for you. Hanuman was happy. Oh, so there is some work for me today. Because Ram kaj karibe ko atur. He is always eager to do the work of Ram. Then Ram says, you see, while going through the daily things of life, at times I feel sleepy and I yawn. Okay. आई yawn. कभी कभी देखना बैठे बैठे यहाँ पे हो जाता है ना. So Ram said, you have a typical work today and your work is to not allow me to yawn. Now, can you do that, Saujanya? Possible for you? Hanuman says, I don't know. If Ram has said, I have to do it. That's it. Then Ram says, you do one thing. Whenever you find me yawning, you just do a click. And whenever you do a click, I will stop. Now remember this point. संतोष जी, जैसे ये होगा राम रुक जाएंगे. Yawning will stop there. Hanuman says, very good, wonderful thing. This is a very unique idea. So I have another way of keeping Ram awake. At times you also keep Ram awake, right? Achha. So the proceedings of the day starts. And then what happens is Hanuman is not looking anywhere else. He has a task, right? Ram ne kaha hai. Now, whenever Ram is looking this side, Hanuman is just looking at his face. कि राम कब हुआ से लेंगे? When will Ram do the yawning and I will do the click and he will stop. But do you talk by looking just one way? If there are many people in the room, आप राज सभा में बैठे हो, and there are people all around. Let's say your gathering is a big. So will you always talk to one person only looking towards one way? No. So what happens? Ram looks this side, Ram looks that side, and he keeps on talking. But Hanuman is Hanuman. He said, I am on this side. But when Ram is looking that side and he yawns and I miss that, then what will happen? I will be failing in my duties. Right, Rajanji? Then Hanuman what started doing is, wherever Ram's face moved, Hanuman started jumping that side. So that he doesn't miss out on any single moment. अच्छा, हनुमान को जो टास्क दिया गया, whatever task Hanuman was given, he never questioned why this was given. Now just think of, I tell you do that. I ask you to do a job, you ask 100 questions. No issues. So Hanuman started jumping from one side to other side. Whenever Ram looking this side, Hanuman is jumping that side. Ram looks this side. You know what happens then? Hanuman is least bothered who is sitting. His only bothered is where my Ram is looking. And I should be doing my task. But all of you, you don't do the task, you look at other people. Right? Okay. But when started jumping around, sometimes Vaniji Hanuman fell on one person, at times on other. He created mess across the palace. Why? Because wherever Ram is looking, and this day Ram knowingly was looking too much here and there, I believe. Now everybody is scared, like next Hanuman is jumping on me. And as we all know, Hanuman should be like Hanuman, right? And Hanuman jumping on you, think of that. Now everybody was scattered out of fear that Hanuman can jump on me now. Then Ram was smiling. He said, he looked at Sita and said, did you realize why I asked him to sit at my feet? Or else he will do this. He will jump around. That's why he said to sit at my feet. What about your mind? Can't you see, if you don't give it a task, it also jumps like here and there? इसीलिए मरकत कहते हैं ना, the monkey mind. It's not just a word, it's a way of understanding that. So जैसे हनुमान, मतलब if you don't allow him to sit at your feet means you are the master, your mind should be your servant. And when you don't give it a task, it jumps around. हनुमान वैसे ही कूदता रहा. राम इसीलिए कहते हैं कि उसे इसीलिए पैरों में बिठा रखा था. I have asked him to sit at my feet so that he doesn't do all these things. Now bhukto, go enjoy. You only wanted this. So throughout the day, everybody was like running here and there because Hanuman was jumping here and there. But now the sabha is over. But Ram didn't say Hanuman that your task is over. हनुमान को कहा ही नहीं गया कि तुम्हारा कार्य खत्म हुआ. So Hanuman said, oh, Ram has not told me, that means I should continue following him. He continued Ram following everywhere where he went. But finally, it was time for rest, to go to sleep. Then Hanuman was also entering to the palace. Sita said, where? Sita said, chalo, you can go out now. It's enough for this day. Sita denied Hanuman to enter the palace again. So Hanuman said, but Ram has not allowed me to stop the duty that he has given. So what should I do? Hanuman very much worried, what will, if Ram takes a yawning and I don't do the click, then I will be failing in my duties. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? He jumped onto the top of the palace and sat there. While sitting there, he's thinking, what should I do if Ram is yawning now? So he said, Yukti Suji use, means an idea came to him. He said, let me do one thing. Let me just keep on clicking throughout the night. So that whenever Ram yawns, I will not fail. Because whatever was told to me, I am continuing to do. मैं अपना कार्य करते जा रहा हूं, अब राम जाने वो जाने. So what did he do? He kept on clicking throughout the night. Early morning hours, as you people have gotten up, Ram also awoke in the Brahma Muhurt. And when Ram awoke, he was taking the yawning and he heard the clicking of Hanuman. And Ram stopped. And Ram is not able to close his mouth because Ram has said that until you click, I will stop in the very moment. If it were a single click, Ram would have closed his mouth and yawning would have over. But Hanuman is continuing to click. So what happened? Ram's mouth is open. Ram is not saying anything. Ram is not closing his mouth. ना कुछ बता रहे हैं, ना हम बंद कर पा रहे हैं. Now Sita saw this. What is happening? Ram's mouth is all open. Is not saying anything. Sita asked, what happened? What happened? Ram is. Then others also were brought in. Something happened to Ram. Ram is not speaking today. Everybody came. Nobody is able to understand anything what's happening. And finally, Guru came and he said, what happened? Now, this is what is the condition. I don't know. From since morning, his mouth is open. He is not stopping it. Then Guru looked around and he said, where is Hanuman? Now everybody went out to search for Hanuman. Nobody found him. Finally, Navneet, somebody saw a tail hanging from the palace. They said, that could be that. They went there and found Hanuman sitting there and doing the clicking. And he came down, but still clicking. He said, until I see Ram, how can I be confirmed that he is not? When he came, he looks at Ram and Ram's mouth is open. Prabhu, why is your mouth open? But still continuing to click. And at that time, the Guru says, he cannot close his mouth because of you. वो अपना मुख तुम्हारे कारण बंद नहीं कर पाते. Hanuman says, why for me? Then the Guru said, you kept your word. He has kept his words. तूने अपना कार्य किया, उसने अपनी बात रखी. He said that until you keep on clicking, I'm not going to close my mouth. And that's what he has done. Did you realize something? Might be a very non-realistic story. But it's not about being real or unreal. These stories are very hard to believe. But these stories bring a warmth within the heart. Because these stories give us an idea that, yes, if the divine has given me a task, let me not question that, just like Hanuman does. He keeps on doing his work. And at the same time, remember, if Ram has said, he will also keep his word. And who is powerful here? Umaji? You see, the power of a bhakt is such that by the click of his hand, he can keep the mouth of the God open. अगर भक्त चाहे तो भगवान का मुंह भी खुला का खुला रह जाएगा. But it takes somebody to be like Hanuman to reach that space. How is your bhakti? See, you should be, I'm talking on a very general term here. But at times we question God, but we don't question our bhakti. Yes or no? So we say he didn't did that, he didn't do that. How about you? And especially while in the world we go through so many things and again we question that. How many of you have heard of Sri Aurobindo? Right? Auroville, right? So a big beautiful ashram out there. Right? There was one statement that I heard a long time ago. The Mata means the wife of Auroville, Sri Aurobindo. She used to say one thing. The world, whatever the problem is there out in the world, I don't rectify that. You listen to this very carefully. Yeah? All the problems that are there outside in the world, I don't rectify that. But if I see any problem in the world, I go inside and try to find that fault within me because of which this problem is out there. समझ में आ रहा है? संसार में जो भी तकलीफें हैं मैं उन्हें ठीक नहीं करती हूं. अगर कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम है मैं अपने अंदर आती हूं और अपने अंदर जो दोष है उसे ठीक करती हूं. Whatever the problem is outside, I don't fix it. I go within and find the faults that are still there within me, because of which that problem is there, and I fix this and that gets fixed. Can you see the kind of acceptance of everything? If you can reach that heights of acceptance, tell me, can anybody make you feel bad? कोई आपको बुरा भला कहे तो आपको बुरा लगेगा? No, we have not understood that space yet. Because jatha ande tatha brahmande. Whatever is in the microcosm is also there in the macrocosm. Even if you go into the Agamas, in that also Shiva speaks that all that is in this creation is all within you. Shall we wander into that for a moment? I said, no, today we are wandering monks, not settled monks. And while wandering, you will settle down somehow. You won't realize that part. There was a person who was in deep search for his liberation, the true knowledge, and he continued searching for liberation from one person to another person, from one place to another place. He kept on searching for it everywhere. But he could not find his answers. And then finally somebody said that in the great Himalayas, there is a very ancient being. If you reach him, you will find your liberation. Okay? If you reach him, you will find your liberation. But the problem is nobody knows his address. But he is for sure there in the deep trenches of the Himalayan mountains. So this person was determined to find his answers. He said, whatever it may take, whatever it may come, let me find that being. He worked hard. His age was growing up. He was getting old. But he worked hard for a year, collected some money, and started his journey towards Himalaya. He continued his walk. First, he went through vehicles, then through horses, and finally he comes to the terrains where you have to take the footsteps. Whatever I'm saying, listen to this and understand it as well. You will realize something at the end of the story. So particularly, I'm using certain words. Remember that. Initially, he used vehicles, later horses, and then he had to walk on his feet. Chalna hi padega. It was not an easy climb. He continued to climb and kept on his search, not for hours, but weeks, days, and years. Slowly, his condition became so tough that there was nothing to eat. Life felt like useless now. And even at times, he started questioning, shall I search or shall I quit? And continued, but something was there within that was ignited for him. And he said, whatever happens, let me find it. He kept on his search in the deep trenches, met many people, many sages out there. And everybody says, the person you are searching is not here, because he never tells his ID. He never leaves his marks. But you should be lucky enough if you find it. And he continued searching. A day came where he was almost on the verge of death. Nothing was there. But while he was about to fall down, he saw a little hut. But that hut didn't have a door. Somehow he dragged himself to that to see, at least I might have found the address. Then he tried to remove some of the straw and look into the home. And while looking into the home, there was no one. He was absolutely devastated. He thought that I have found him, but there was no one in the home. And he just pushed himself into that home. and fell down there. And when he fell down in that home, first he was thinking, I have lost everything, my quest is lost. But in that moment, he felt like as if he is dying. Everything is being taken away. But while everything was being taken away, what he was also feeling was, he was feeling liberated. Because after all these austerities, after all this search, he just fell down there, not doing anything, feeling like everything is gone. And then, while he was lying down there in that home, in that small little hut, everything started changing for him. He felt an unmeasurable happiness within himself. He felt as if someone is there. And ultimately, when he opened his eyes, he found a very brilliant person standing in front of him, brilliant with light, standing in front of him. He could not see the face initially. But slowly, as he was able to see the face, what he could see was the face of himself. And for a moment, he was thinking, am I dead? And then the being that was standing in front of him, he said, you are not dead, you are home. And all that you were searching was you. Whatever you were searching was just you, because nobody knows his address. Nobody knows where he goes, where he stays. But you always obviously find him in the home. But I can give you the address. Will you go? Because ultimately in spirituality, all that you search, all that you find is you. Because in this appearance and disappearance into this world and other worlds, we have forgotten ourselves in the transition of this life. So may you all reach that place. May you all reach that home. And you will be, remember my words. You will find yourself. And did you remember I said that earlier he took some vehicles, then some horses, and after that the walk was on the feet. Durgam Rasta. So similarly, when you start in the path of spirituality, you took help of vehicles in the form of one mantra, in the form of a specific process. Those are vehicles. You start doing that. And after that, you move on to horses. You speed it up. And while speeding up, you question, wow, I'm moving fast, I'm moving fast, this is happening to me, that is happening to me. Very good. But after that, there will be a place where you will question yourself, how I stagnated, because now the climb is a bit steep. And then you question, I was having all this, now what happened to me? But remember, when the walking gets tough, you're reaching home soon. अगर चलना मुश्किल हो तो समझ लेना घर पास में ही आ रहे. Don't stop until you find that hut. Because the day you find that, you will just go and throw yourself into that, push inside and realize yourself. Shall we go home now? Sudhaji? The health is good or still? Pranit is utter serious today. I think like he's forgotten, he has not brushed his teeth or what, he's not showing it. But how do we go to home? See, you have created the eyes, but it only sees outside. You have created the ears, but it only listens the sounds of outside. You have created a nose, but it only tastes from, like, it only smells from outside. You have created a tongue, it only tastes from outside. What kind of gods are you? Why haven't you turned it inside as well? So don't worry. If we have faltered, we have the power to do it as well. Anybody sees anything within? Tastes within? No? Pakka. What happens to you in your dream? Your eyes are closed, but you still see. Your ears are closed, but you still hear. There is nothing from outside, but you still taste. I believe you are more real in your dreams rather than this, what you are called as reality. No issues. So, shall we take a travel into the deep trenches of the Himalayas? Let's see what you find. Ready, everyone? Very good. Saroja ji, ready? Suma ji has to translate everything now. So Bhavani ji is all ready, it seems. Okay. Like by the name of Himalayas, many people say, "Abhi bhag jao wahan pe." So okay. So dim the lights if you want. So shall we go to the home or shall we bring the home to you? Which one? This is your choice. Let's see, for some people, the home will walk towards them and some people will walk towards the home. ये हनुमान है हमारे. He says like it doesn't matter what you say. What you say is what you say. That's it. Just sit straight. सीधा बैठें थोड़ी देर के लिए. After that you can just relax. But for now, let's align the spine. And for the next few moments, you remember the last time you were just focusing on the time that is passing by. जो समय बीत रहा है उसी के ऊपर पूरा ध्यान आपका. Or Janesh ji, I believe you don't need a clock now to hear to the tick tick sound and know that the time is passing. No, if I am here right now, if you are there, you know time is passing. And you all should be in the now. अभी के क्षण में रहना है आपको. Spine absolutely erect. Let the cosmic energy enter into your body. Accept it completely. See your internal dialogues going on. आपके अंदर जो भी चल रहा है उसे भी देखें. Just hear it from a distance and slowly allow all that to fade away. जैसे जैसे आपके अंदर जो चल रहा है उसे आप सुनने की कोशिश करेंगे, वो धीरे धीरे आपसे दूर होते हुए विलीन हो जाएगा. It will disappear and your entire focus again will be brought back to now, the moment that is passing. A thought might just appear here and there, but it's just like a striking star or a passing cloud. Don't stick to any of your thoughts. While sitting straight and allowing the cosmic energy to enter into your body, you will experience a change in temperature within you. That's absolutely fine. By doing this, you might have observed that your breathing has become very slow, which is also fine. complete focus on the now. And the more and more focus you on the now, your thoughts disappear, your breathing disappears, your body disappears. And the more and more silent you are, the better it works for you. As you are becoming quieter and quieter, even my voice will be heard from a distance. And slowly allow for that space to unveil itself. A pathway to the home. Whatever appears, don't question that. If something is appearing in front of you, accept that. And if there is nothing, just accept that. Keep walking. Don't stop. We are all together, but walking on our own path. Beyond all boundaries, some of you might reach a space of hollowness or blankness. That's also fine. continue your journey. You might reach a space where emotions don't work anymore. You are far off from any discriminations. सब द्वंद्वों से परे. Keep wandering. Keep walking. A space of reaching out to the deeper trenches of your own self. आपके मन की गहरी स्थिति में If you don't find anything, still continue. Neither you are happy nor sad. When you feel like there is no other place, you have searched everywhere. Just allow that hut to appear. There is no door to the hut. उस छोटे से कुटिया का कोई द्वार ही नहीं है. As you push through into the house, just lie down there. Allow the transformation to happen within you. Now, whatever happens, experience that. Whoever appears, accept. Remember this place. Out of bondage into liberation. Feel your freedom in this moment. We are all connected. Absolute stillness. And as you are here in this space of absoluteness, just release all that is not yours. Forgive and thank. Once you have forgotten and you have forgiven everyone, now when you have forgotten and forgiven everything, fill yourself with the divine love and happiness. From this place, bless everyone, known, unknown. Because this place of divinity of yours is untouched. So as you bless everyone, you also feel the bliss within. Now this bliss is going to appear like a small little flower. And as this flower blooms and blossoms, that will bring happiness and smile on your face now. And from this place, also heal your body. Bless your body to be whole and complete. And now slowly realize that the small little hut is not outside, not in a far off place, but just within you. Now, as you are finding that home within, breathe consciously. एक गहरी सांस लें through your nose, exhaling it through the mouth. Become aware of your state here and now, in this body, in the place that you are sitting. Become aware of it. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. And now take your own time. Whenever you feel like opening your eyes, you can do that. But there is no rush. Now consciously check your state of mind, the state of your breath, and the state of your body. With this, you almost sat there for 50 minutes. What do you experience? The moment you're here and you again feel like closing your eyes, and when you close your eyes, you go to the same emptiness. And there is no struggle to it. It's like your entire body has become like a free flow of a river. मानो एक नदी की तरह बहती चली जा रही है. See if you feel any strain in any part of your body. So when you allow the life forces to flow unstopped, you can absolutely heal your body. And Alibaji has put all of your thoughts in single line. इस शून्यता में बड़ा आराम मिला शिवा, ना कर्म का कोलाहल यहाँ, जीवन से विराम मिला. So away from absolute chaos of life, rush and push. Away from all that. Now see if your Hanuman is sitting at your feet. If your mind is sitting down at your feet or not, check. And because in order to ask Hanuman to sit at its feet, you have to be Ram. In this moment, do you have any grudge? You actually cannot say what it is. So thank you for being here. Thank you for meditating. Thank you for allowing yourself to be in that space. And now we are on time, Haribhai.
On dot.
On dot. So try to continue this at least for a few more. I cannot say days, I believe I can say at least few hours, at least few minutes. Just stay in this place. Even if we close down now, if you have some time, just sit there again. Because here you don't imagine, here you don't create a mental construct. Here you don't search, you just become that. And if you have to tell, से जनेश जी ने लिखा कि गूंगे ने गुड़ खा लिया, means a person who cannot speak has eaten a piece of jaggery, and how is it going to tell what jaggery tastes like? And this is a place where again you could see like you are not happy and you are not sad. Can you see that balance within you now? So try to keep this balance for some more time. So you have two choices now. Either again, we will be coming back in few hours. We have the UK session at 12:30 Indian time. For US people, you please go to sleep. And for the people in India, if you have time, you do join us, or else we will meet you again on Wednesday. And the best thing that I can say for now, in order to practice all that processes that you are doing is good enough. But one specific practice that you should be doing is the practice that we did last time. Means not focusing on any other thing, not thoughts, not breath, but on the now. Because as you people have been practicing meditation for quite some time now, you have to evolve to that level of time now. And once you practice this, I will take you to the next realm of beyond time as well. So at least your mind knows that you are moving from mind to breath to body to time and then beyond. So don't judge what we did today. Don't even think whether it was a good Sunday satsang or not. No, it's not your work. At times, you don't even need knowledge. At times, you need stability to hold what is forthcoming. So be prepared. If I am preparing you, I'm preparing you for something next. But you will only get to that next realm if you can manage and maintain this now. At least will you try to maintain this? So then be ready. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you for being here. And whatever is said, remember Hanuman? Hanuman didn't question why. You should not question why. Just do, because the person who is telling you to do, he knows what he is doing. So thank you. See you, some of you, in the next few hours, and all others on Wednesday with your questions and answers. And yes, try to find some big tough questions. Yeah, Kamlender ji, he says today itself is Wednesday. Why not?
गुरुदेव प्रणाम।
प्रणाम कमलेंद्र जी।
इसको बैक कैसे करूं? हाँ, एक फोटो दिखाना था मेरे को, जरा इसको देख के मेरे को बताइएगा ये क्या है। दिखा सर?
हाँ, ओके।
मेरे को डाउट है, ये धनाकर्षण भैरव है।
ये महायान बुद्धिज्म के धनाकर्षण भैरव।
अच्छा, है धनाकर्षण भैरव भी ना?
महायान तंत्र के ये धन के देवता हैं।
ओके।
लेकिन क्योंकि ये तंत्र के हैं, इसीलिए ज्यादातर लोग इसको ये नहीं करते हैं।
ओके।
बट नथिंग रॉन्ग इन दैट।
ओके।
तो फोटो आया कहाँ से आपके घर में?
ये सर मेरे पास में कम से कम नहीं तो 7-8 साल से है। किसी ने दिया था मेरे को नेपाल से लाके, और मैंने लगा दिया सिर्फ। ये तो कल ध्यान गया,
क्योंकि ये तो सारे स्पेसिफिकली ये आपको तिब्बत के इधर से पाए जाते हैं।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
एंड एक्चुअली आई वाज थिंकिंग अबाउट टॉकिंग अबाउट तंत्र टुडे। I'm not ready.
Okay. मतलब ये तो तस्वीर मैंने कल ध्यान से देखी इसको, तो लगा, मैंने कहा ये तो बिल्कुल वही है, तो एक बार आपको दिखा दे।
है तो वही, रूप अलग है
बस।
But it's a good thing to have at home.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong in that. Now, you see, it has been sitting at your home. Now you are recognizing, just like the divine has been sitting within your home.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही बात कर रहे हैं।
You're just recognizing it.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
Okay.
Thank you, thank you,
thank you,
thank you.
क्योंकि ये सब वज्रयान महायान इसमें ही आते हैं। लेकिन उसके प्रैक्टिसेस जो है वो आप नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज वो विकृत हो गया था। They have taken it to the wrong spaces altogether. Chalo. So, thank you, Alivaji. Now, Shiva is speaking through her. Now she speaks through the mic.
Har Har Mahadev.
Har Har Mahadev.
Hariji, if I can see Mahadev, please, please.
So you want to? Oh, so here I am.
Thank you, Hariji. Thank you. ये lines जो मैंने share किए महादेव, this I shared with Deepika ji last evening. And since yesterday I'm unable to put my right leg down, the knee is kind of twisted. So I couldn't even do the processes properly yesterday. And this whole day was through this dilemma that what's going on and lying down all throughout. Again, I was thinking that, this is what it is meant to be. Then it's all your Leela. And then you take us through this emptiness and you say, go and bless your body, heal your body. You make us ready, right? And right at 7, you let us go. Go do what you have come for. On the dot. Everything that you say, Mahadev, you make us do it. The vehicles, the horses. The words flow through us, Mahadev, but it's all the experiences that you make us feel. And that's why it's now flowing so beautifully through all of us in this family. Aadha teda jo bhi hai, but it's flowing. It's flowing.
आधा टेढ़ा होता तो भी समझ में आता था अलीवा जी, ये इतना सुंदर बन के आ रहा है कि मैं तो डर रहा हूँ कभी कभी वीडियो पोस्ट करने के लिए. Because Navneet ji, there are some people after listening to those words, they are crying throughout the day. I said, I don't want you to cry. It is enough. So if people agree that they won't cry, then only we will post. Because there are few more videos already ready. But he said, okay. But Aliva, you have to write something in English also.
You have to write in English. It is you who does all this. Leela, Maya, jo bhi hai. But no, I think, all of this which is stored somewhere and that heart within, it's just now appearing, Mahadev. We don't have words to express the way you say it. Once you say, we are like, oh yes, 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 yes. Oh yes, 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 yes. That's all we do. That's all we do. You play it out. And jo aap bole, all that it is all you.
So if certain people are going to certain experiences right now, which is beyond their imagination and you're not able to understand that, don't worry. All Shivratri effect. When you thought that we did process, you didn't understood one thing, what I was doing there sitting. When we called upon all the people around there one by one, what was being done, that itself was the process. And where will you get the time to find that way that you go and sit in front and get that process done without speaking? But the only thing is some people just came and मैंने कहा था भी उससे पहले कि many people come but very few people sit with me. आते तो बहुत लोग हैं लेकिन बैठता कौन है? You come and again you start. मेरे this work should be done, that should be done. Okay, fine. That is a requirement of the world. That anyways will be taken care of. But when you are sitting, are you sitting? Sure, there is going to be a lot of changes coming in the group now. So be ready. I'm going to absolutely reshuffle this group. Because now I believe we are ready for the next level of game. And as I said, if you thought what you have experienced is the highest, then let's break that. We'll move on. But for that, your preparation should be there. I am doing my part to prepare you. It's your part to stick to that, hang on to it. Right, Dhavalji? Because you also know, like whatever you have done all these years, compared to the 10 minutes that you sat, you know what happened to you. That's the difference. You don't need a lifetime. You need a single speck of time to be here and now completely. And that would be enough to awaken. And don't think like only time and space can keep you apart. It cannot. If you only create that gap, it's yours, not mine. Right, Vaniji? So there is no time-space gap. Now Aditi ji was crying while going from Hyderabad as if she's going somewhere and not return back. She's enjoying at her home. Okay. So thank you all. I'm sure Suma ji and Deepika ji and Vani ji and all the people, those who can write in Telugu, why not? And if somebody else is there who can write in some other language, why not? Teach me some languages. Sure, Aditi, blessings from not only me, from all of us. Okay. And yes, obviously, because I will be traveling during this Navratra. Yesterday I was thinking, and again suddenly Tripur Sundari appeared and says, why not me this time again? You give me and let them do that process. I said, they've already done it. Then she says, but they love me. I said, okay. So most probably we will do a process. I will give you, we will do the process of Tripur Bhairavi, Tripur Sundari for the next. During this Navaratra, you can do that. So we will initiate you for those 9 days. Before I go, I will do that, and so that you people don't feel out that I am not around. I'll let her take care. And many people have been missing, it seems. They say like, oh, we are missing that particular chantings, right? It has a very amazing. Literally after this, we will be then who? There are specific processes that we will be moving to the next levels. Okay. So let us not spill the beans. Just as you get prepared, you will come to know all those things. But yes, of course, before I go, I'll be initiating you on Tripur Sundari. So have a great time during those Navaratras as well. So thank you for being who you are. And I'm going to post another one. After I close this session, I'm going to post another one right up by Alivaji. And then there are Navniji Haribhai is now saying, Bhai, what is happening? As if the dam's doors have been opened and every 5 minutes a write-up is appearing on my screen. And that's how it should happen. यही कहते हैं ना, जब देता है तो छप्पर फाड़ के देता है. When it gives, it just gives. Then you wonder, like, from where all this is coming. And this is not only true with words, not only true with language, not only true with write-ups. It can be true with wealth. It can be true with your experiences. It can be true with your blessings. Get ready. Get ready to get drenched in that rain of divinity. Aham Brahmasmi. Thank you.